Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm DIY Deborah, and in my videos I'll be covering food, recipes, lifestyle, and DIY, specializing in gluten and dairy-free eating. If this interests you, please join me. Today's recipe is part 3 of my Christmas baking series. It is going to be No Bake Cherry Cheesecake, both gluten and dairy-free, super simple recipe. You're gonna love it. The ingredients you'll need for this recipe is gluten-free graham wafer crumbs. I'm also adding some vanilla cookies, your cocoa whip, your coconut cream cheese, a couple of mixing bowls and a hand mixer, vanilla, your cherry pie filling, some granulated sugar, powdered sugar, a buttered alternative, and a food processor. Now this recipe fits in a 9x13 pan, but for today I'm going to divide it into 2 aluminum containers to be able to take to loved ones to enjoy this holiday season. So here I'm using 1 stick, which is equivalent to a half a cup of basil butter alternative. You're going to put it in a saucepan over medium to low heat and completely melt. Then I'm going to take some graham wafer cookies and some vanilla cookies, put them in the food processor until they are completely fine. So in my food processor, I take these graham wafer cookies. I probably use approximately 14 cookies, and I also use a dozen of these little made good vanilla cookies and completely mix them and grind them up fine to be able to use for the pie crust. I then add a half a cup of granulated sugar to the graham wafer crumbs and combine well. Then I will be adding the half a cup of melted butter and combine, then set aside. So this will make approximately 4 cups of mixture that you will be able to divide evenly between each aluminum foil takeaway container. So next we're going to take a softened 8-ounce container of the coconut Cool Whip, which you'll take out of the freezer and let soften a little bit, as well as the coconut cream cheese alternative. You will use your hand mixer and combine these really well. So once you've combined this, you're going to pause for a moment and add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Once that's combined, you're then going to add a half a cup of powdered sugar. So you continue to mix this until it is completely smooth and there's no more lumps and bumps. So then we're going to take our graham wafer crust and we're going to divide it equally into the 2 aluminum takeaway containers. Now, I lined these takeaway containers with parchment paper because I know it usually says if you put it in a 9x13 pan that you spray with a cooking spray as to not stick. So I decided instead of a cooking spray to use the parchment paper. Both of these I purchased at the dollar store. So I spread these and press them down into the pans with a fork. Following that, I use the bottom of a glass and make sure that it is pressed firmly into the bottom of each pan, as you see here. Then I equally divide the cream cheese mixture between the two containers, trying to make it as even as possible, and then spread it around evenly on each graham wafer crust. Now you have to do this fairly quick because the graham wafers can stick to the cream cheese and pull up. So you'll want to ensure that you spread the cream cheese fairly thickly so that the graham wafer crust and the cream cheese don't make a mess and all combine together. I hope you know what I mean by that, but yeah, gotta be quick with this one. Now, once we've added our cream cheese, we're then going to be adding our cherry pie filling. Now, this recipe normally calls for 1 can of cherry pie filling, but with me dividing it into these 2 takeaway containers, I really find that you would need 1 can for each cream cheese pie. In order to have enough filling, enough coverage, you'll see here coming up that it will definitely need 1 can each. If you enjoy my content, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload new videos. Right now, Vlogmas is running during the month of December. In place of Vlogmas, I have decided to do my Christmas baking series, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and follow along. This is part 3 in my series, so also be sure to go back and watch parts 1 and 2. I think this is going to be absolutely epic, and I'm really looking forward to baking and showing you some fabulous recipes for this holiday season. So come along with me. Hit that subscribe button. So now I'm adding the cherry pie filling, and as you will see, there's definitely not enough cherry pie filling for both of these takeaway containers. So I will be going out and getting another can of pie filling and adding it to each cheesecake. So once these are complete, you will cover them and put them in the fridge to chill. Ideally, you want them to chill 3 to 4 hours. If you can, make them the night before and let them chill overnight for optimal consistency. So there you have it. No Bake Cherry Cheesecake, gluten and dairy-free. Super easy, simple recipe. And part 3 of my holiday baking series. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. I love having you here. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.